Hello, my name is Iris Moreno, and today I'm going to be presenting the topic of mental health and law enforcement. So, currently, I am a deputy for the Idaho County Sheriff's Office, and I've been in patrol for 3 years. Next month, I'll turn 3 years. And I've learned so much from this profession that from all the topics I could pick from law enforcement to talk to you about today, to me, it's very important mental health, right? So mental health goes both ways, right? So today I'm gonna be explaining mental health as a peace officer in general, law enforcement. It can be city police, right? Deputy, which is for sheriff's office, state police like troopers, UTRGV, or even an ISD police officer, right? We all have the same license, Texas license, and we just share like different experiences, right? And also how to deal with a mental health consumer, which is the new term that we now use for these individuals, right? So what I've seen, right, in this profession is I've gone to many calls. And something I can say that is different with my department compared to others is we have a really high call volume that we receive like mental health calls. I would say it's every day. I get mental health calls every day, maybe about three per shift, more or less, depending on how busy it is and how many deputies are working. But this is something we deal with a lot, right? Compared to a city or some other type of peace officers, I believe that in the RGV area, right, sheriff's office receives a lot of calls, way more calls than any other department. Um, so I've gone to mental health calls from all ages, and this includes males, females, teenagers, and kids. And this can be very traumatic to both because I've gone to calls where it's been too late by the time you get there, right? And I've seen people hanging themselves, committing suicide because family members didn't help out when they were looking for help, and they never called law enforcement because this is something that we've always had issues with. You get to a call because a best friend is saying that his friend is doing suicidal comments. So we show up. They do not expect for police to show up. You show up, and what do they see? A badge, a gun. They're already very you can tell, right? They're scared, they're shaking, they're anxious, they're stressed, they're overwhelmed, they're going through all this emotional crisis. Then you show up without, unannounced. You just go and get there. To them, it's very traumatic, and you have to work a lot of de-escalation skills. We do a lot of mental health training. We now started one that's called crisis intervention training. It's a 40-hour course, and it's something that is required for your TICO license. This is something that all peace officers have to go through. Why? Because there's been a lot of incidents where it's called like suicide by cop, right? Where these people, officers don't have enough training to assist these people in their needs, right? Nowadays, everybody's recording, so it's really hard for us, right, to know how to approach to these individuals, to understand them, to know their history, their backgrounds, what are they thinking, what's in their head when we just arrived to a call and we just met this individual. Some of them we've never seen them before. Some other ones we go there every week, right? But even though we go every week, you can never say, oh, it's the usual person that always calls and he never does anything. No, because you never know, right? I know that also for law enforcement it's very traumatic to get to this cause. I mean, I've had several where I can feel my heart kind of pounding a little bit, and the reason why is because you go to a place that is unknown for you at different times of the day, different times at night. You don't know what that person has in their house. You don't know if this person already made up his mind, and there's nothing, no training, no words, nothing, no action that you can do to make that individual change his mind, right? So you don't know what's gonna happen. You show up and you have this person that you've never seen, dealt with. You have no history in his background, nothing, and you need to do the right thing, because if not, you're gonna be criticized, because if not, this person can take his life, because maybe he's gonna put you in a traumatic situation where you're gonna end up shooting that person and taking his life, because maybe things could have been handled better, right? So us, like in law enforcement, we go through a lot of traumatic events, and this is one of them, right? Mental health, plus us as peace officers. Personally, you have maybe issues at home, um, you go to school, you're working, you work overtime, people have children, and there's all these stresses plus adding the overload at work and then going to this cause. So I believe that mental health is also important to peace officers in their person, right? Because how can you go to a call and assist an individual that needs help with mental health and then you are not mentally, all there? It can be very dangerous not only for you but also for that person, right? So something I do appreciate about my department is that if you're not feeling okay, and this includes like illness, let's say that you have a cold, the flu, or runny nose, or mental health, right? You have family issues, you feel overwhelmed. They always give you time to distress. They have a lot of programs of people that can assist you by talking, counseling, or provide any other assistance for you. Because if you want to be a police officer, you have to be there for the other ones. You need to be there healthy, and you are there to help them out, right? So it's very important then for you to help out somebody else. You have to help yourself first. Okay, so that's gonna be my presentation for today. This is a very extensive topic that I could go on and on and on for many minutes, but I had to kind of summarize everything. I've had so much experience in this that maybe I could go for hours, but due to the project and the presentation, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to me. Thank you.